got a good answer for you. Short, simple answer is no, Russia's not the enemy. What is happening? What's the United States trying to pursue right now? What's really going on? Well, let's just first rewind to Joe Biden's presidency with the war stuff. Afghanistan retreat, terrible. And then started war right back up when he came into office with Ukraine and Russia. So what's the Ukraine and Russia and United States got to do with this war, essentially? Well, back in World War II, Germany got defeated by Russia due to a great Arctic freeze kind of deal. Bad weather, killed a bunch of soldiers, and same time the war was ending. So what happened to all the soldiers that were surviving? Well, they no longer had to fight, kill people and stuff. So they, Operation Paperclip integrated a bunch of scientists into the United States and into Russia at the same time. And these Nazis inside Russia, and the Soviet Russia, USSR, Russia today is not the same Russia it was back then. So these Nazis, I'm going to keep the story to just Russia and United States and Ukraine right now. So these Nazis were inside both governments, all three governments, whatever you want to call it. And essentially, these Nazis inside the United States and inside Russia pretty much negotiated a Cold War with each other because they ended up extending the period of the Cold War longer than it should have been because they were willing to come to peace negotiations at an earlier hour. There was a lot more going on that I don't know about, just from the USSR being what it was before the Nazis came in. However, they still had a major impact and still do impact the United States and the rest of the world to this day. And there's a lot of evidence to support that. What we're seeing today is the United States trying to force influence across the world, obviously, because all these wars are started up, and it's all part of power, business, and things like that. So when Russia's saying they have Nazis in Ukraine, that's as serious and as literal as it gets. And you got to look up Pussy Riot to understand why Russia was getting so mad. They were trying to push lesbian, LGBTQ into Russia, and they're a very traditional society and pretty grounded in religion. And I don't know how they did it. I don't know how they ended up with Vladimir Putin out of the breakdown of USSR into Russia, but I mean it's been a blessing from God, I can tell you that. And why? They just want to be a normal nation just like everyone else, They don't want all these politics, games, and stuff that get played by these people who have all this power. And there's agents that they've dealt with inside their own ranks from former Nazi progression that was inside their country. It could still be present, but if it is, it's minuscule, completely minuscule, but very, very, very possible because those 1,000 scientists are very intelligent. So I'm going to tie this all into Elon Musk, and I know that's a big jump from where we were just speaking on, but my grandfather was a CIA agent, and I can see this stuff very clearly, and it is obvious that Elon Musk is being put on a pedestal and is being given people to take his flack, to take his damage, like Jack Dorsey. And they're not going to persecute Jack Dorsey. They're not going to try and jail Dr. Fauci. They're all in on it together. That's why you call it the deep state. So, Green New Scam, is all part of Elon. PayPal, yes, he sold it, but you're not going to sell a company like that and not still have ties to it, especially if you're in the CIA. Solar, like all this crazy technology and stuff. Oh, China owns solar. Well, guess what? We gave it to him. Why do you think Joe Biden called China a hack? I think he said that, or they're cheap, one of the two. It's because we gave them the design and all that stuff to do all that. And to further accelerate this story, look what has happened under Joe Biden. India has gained a space program. China has gained a space program. Russia already had a space program. So, Georgia Guidestones, Confederacy, the Confederates and the Nazis got along great. So right now, if you're really paying attention, which it can be hard to, I've got a unique set of information here, but it's clear to me because what I've seen, that America was the one who coordinated the assassination of Shinzo from Japan, the prime minister that died, 2-3 years ago. And that China is separate from that which happened in Japan. But I'm not trying to uplift any of these countries' bad actions or anything like that for where there are bad actions, but I can tell you very confidently that Russia, they will shoot nukes, but they don't want to. They just want to get along. They just want to have a prosperous economy and live with a good civilization and stuff like that. So I guess there's your answer for you guys. I could go deeper into the Elon Musk thing, but it's as simple as I told you. The guy doesn't want hydrogen cars. That's because he's being backed by the government or whatever idea, because the dude's a genius. It's a hydrogen combustible car. We can put water in our gas tank and not, have to collect sunlight. You can just collect rainwater. Wow, sounds way easier, but he's against that because it's all about control. It's why he's super into crypto. It's why he came out of PayPal, and you got his car manufacturing. The dude is literally, a showpiece, mouthpiece for a new totalitarian society. Think about if Elon Musk got his way for the next 10 years, like we'd have solar everywhere and Tesla cars, and it's why they're trying to get rid of combustible engines in 2035. How does Tesla have the strongest electric motors, the fastest electric vehicles? Because they have the most advanced design, because they are the ones who gave it out to everybody else. I know that's a little bit past my generation because I'm 28, but a bunch of older people know that America gave a lot of this technology to other countries, and it's all set in a certain way to make certain things happen. Oh, you got to trade with them, they got the rice. Oh, you got to trade with them, they got the corn. Oh, you got to trade, because the boating industry, the cargo ship industry, the original slave industry, which it funded a lot of the ships, the slave industry. And England cutting off slavery trade in 1899, you think they're just going to quit? No, they just put that on paper, and clearly they kept doing what they're doing because we can see what we're dealing with today. So, God bless y'all. Peace.